As the reigning ENHYPEN expert, I do have things to say. But first, hello, welcome. I am Simon, and I am the reigning ENHYPEN expert. About, at this point, it was like 8 months ago, I want to say. It was June, if I recall correctly. I made an ENHYPEN deep dive. I made probably 90 plus minutes. I don't remember how long it is. I made a video where I dived into ENHYPEN. I talked about all their music, I talked about their history, the timeline, all of it. And my main takeaway is that ENHYPEN can make either the best music you've ever heard or the worst song you've ever heard, and they have like 5 songs in the middle. And that means that every ENHYPEN album is very exciting to me, because that means I'm gonna have strong feelings about it no matter which direction we go. However, in the spirit of those strong feelings, I would like to make one thing abundantly clear before we begin, which is that this is my video. Okay, these are my opinions on the music that I listen to. You can have different opinions. You can disagree with everything I say in this video, and that's perfectly fine because music is subjective, and that is great. Now, normally at this point, I would run through the track list, except for the fact that this track list is roughly 50% spoken interludes. So we're going to take a second right now to talk about those interludes. I hate them. I hate them so bad. I could have accepted, like, we have one at the start of the album and one at the end of the album even. I could have accepted that. There are 5 of them on this album. Like, the thing is, ENHYPEN used to do these spoken intros on every album, and they were always fine. The music was typically pretty good, depending on my feelings on the title track, but typically they were good. And then they stopped doing them, and their intro songs suddenly became, like, very strong contenders for the best song on their album every time. Like, Moonstruck, Flashover, those are some of ENHYPEN's best songs. So them going back to the spoken intros was already a loss for me. And then we add in the interludes and the outro, and it's too much. It's too much, because, like, think about it this way. This is an 11-song album, and nearly half of that are the interludes. This album is 24 minutes, and a full third of that time are these interludes. Like, that's unacceptable to me. That's evil. I will concede, I am often a hater of spoken interludes. Like, when I listen to, like, a rap album that has skits, I skip the skits every time. I can't be bothered. I want to come to the music. And I know that someone out there is typing out a comment right now. I know it in my spirit. Someone's typing out a comment like, no, the interludes are important to the narrative of the album, to the overall meta-narrative and the concept of the album, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that, because I've always firmly been of the opinion concept albums need to be albums that are good first, and then you can throw the concept on top of it, right? Like, you can't force the concept into the album, because then it's bad. And I'm not saying this is bad, but this might be a good example of when forcing the concept in doesn't exactly work. In conclusion, I hate them. I hate the spoken interludes so bad. They made like 20 digital versions of this album, and they all still have the interludes. Like, they could have made one version that just didn't have it and was just the music. Like how in like after Wicked came out, they like remixed some of the songs to like take out the spoken parts. We could have done that here. They made so many goddamn versions of this album. Actually, can we pause and talk about that? What the fuck are they doing with this? I understand it's just like stream farming. Like, I get that. Like, it's capitalism. I understand. But, like, what the actual fuck? Now if I open Apple Music to ENHYPEN, it shows they have, like, 12 studio albums because every member version has to be a distinct release. No. We need to bring back, like, okay, this is actually the vision that I have for it. If you go, I don't know how Spotify does it, but I know for Apple Music, if I go to, like, what's an album with a deluxe edition? Short and Sweet. Short and Sweet has a deluxe edition. If I go into Sabrina Carpenter and I pull up her list of albums, Short and Sweet Deluxe is the album that comes up. And then you scroll down, and at the bottom, it's like, here are all the other versions of this album. And that's where you can find, like, special versions or the original version, right? I think we need to bring that back for ENHYPEN, specifically in this moment, because what do you mean ENHYPEN released, I believe by my count, there are like 10 versions of this album on streaming? Absolutely not. We have the main version, and if you want to listen to the Sunu version, you scroll down. We got a little distracted, but I think the moral of that rant is that the interludes are bad, and now we can talk about the real song. So we're going to start with the first real song on the album, which is the collab with So You Know Way Back. It's good. It's actually pretty great, even. It's this, like, slower, more R&B song. And if you did not watch my ENHYPEN deep dive, I'm typically feral when they do R&B music. The verses, I think, are pretty good. The first one is fine. The second one is better, I will concede that, mainly when they start singing. The raps in this song were really uninteresting to me. There's also the pre-chorus, which is excellent. My embarrassing little Aussie boy. He does kind of eat this shit up. Like, his voice works so well in a song like this. Plus, the bridge is phenomenal. The vocals there are popping off a little bit. Specifically, Heesung. Heesung sounds so good in this bridge. I almost want to be like, did they get him vocal training? But this is hype. They obviously didn't get anyone vocal training. But Heesung is just a good singer, which is why I'm kind of crashing out. The chorus is also fantastic. It's dark. It's cool. It's almost sexy in a way. It's really good. I love the way the vocals mix, especially then you get the last chorus where they do different music. That is my thing. That is the thing that makes me go crazy, is when the last chorus has different music. It does shit to my brain. In short, since I like to pretend that there are no spoken intros, interludes, or outros on this album, I consider this the latest edition of ENHYPEN's first song on an album absolutely eating. And it works, actually. It reminds me a lot of Moonstruck, if we're being honest. Like, this song reminds me a lot of Moonstruck. And it's a great song. Next, we have the title track, Knife. And we need to start with the obvious. What in God's name was this sample? You could have given me 1,000 guesses for the sample at the start of the song, and I never would have gotten there. You could have given me 1,000,000 guesses and told me the song's name is Knife, and then maybe I would have gotten there. It made me audibly burst out laughing the first time I heard it. And unfortunately, this sample is where the song peaks, because it's really bad. This song sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna say, this is not a good song. The production is messy and chaotic, and not in like a fun way, in a bad way. I do not like the music on this song. There's also the verses, which are so lifeless. They're so boring. They do absolutely nothing. And that is nothing compared to the chorus. I have stated that there are two things that bother me a lot in choruses. One is repetitive chorus. I am inclined to dislike an overly repetitive chorus. The thing that saves that is the music, which we'll be circling back to. The other thing is where you randomly just like shout and interject. This isn't a chorus thing, this is a song thing. When there's random shouting interjections, I don't like that. So then you take the overly repetitive chorus, where they're constantly shouting that it's a knife, and you combine it with the bad music, and suddenly I'm ready to do something drastic. Like, I get it. It's a knife. Can I have it so I can put myself out of my misery? Big picture, I don't like this song. I don't like this song at all. I know I already said this, but like, ENHYPEN is so fun to listen to as a group, because they can make like the best pop music you've ever heard. Like, they made Fever. They made Sweet Venom, right? Like, they make really good music. And then they also can make the worst music you've ever heard. And I think we've established where I land on this one. Like, this title of song is so bad. Even in the like category of their singles, this is their worst single in a while. Like, I think the last one I disliked this much was EXO. And I don't think EXO is this bad. It just pissed me off specifically. I think this is their worst title since Future Perfect. Like, it's been years since they had a song this ass. Moving on, next we have Steeler, and it is another no from me. I do get it. I do see the vision, and I will concede the beat to this song is great. It has really cool music. Unfortunately, then they start singing. Actually, I think the worst part of this song is how close it is to being great. Like, if you look at the pre-chorus where they get all high pitched and it becomes this like Latin hyper pop song, that's so cool. That's so good. And then they kill it in the chorus. I'm not gonna say this chorus is bad, because I don't believe this chorus is bad, right? Like, I don't think this is a bad chorus. This is not Knife. It's just meh. It's fine. It doesn't do anything interesting, which unfortunately means it's really boring to me. The nicest thing, honestly, that I will say about this song is that I do appreciate it more than I like it. I appreciate that we are several years deep into ENHYPEN's career, and they are still willing to play with their sound. That's something that I really praise them for in my deep dive, is that they will constantly mix up their sound, mainly with their singles, but even with their B-sides. They'll constantly try new things. They'll constantly do new things. And I appreciate that. Like, I don't think they've done a Latin song before, so there is that. But I could make other comparisons to things. I'm choosing not to. I appreciate the fact that they mix up their sound this far in their career. That's where I'm going with this. Next up is Big Girls Don't Cry, and it's good. I like the intro. I think the main thing holding this song back for me is the verses. This is another one where like the verses aren't bad, right? They're not bad per se. They're just meh. They're fine. They're not doing anything that really excites me. The chorus is another story. The chorus is the saving grace of this song, by which I mean it's actually good. It's mainly the beat. I do really like the beat, but the vocals in it are nice too. It's a good chorus. As a whole, I would not consider this like a great song. It's an actual rare like middle of the field. Like where it's just good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just fine. It's there. It's pretty good. On to the next song, Love Island. It's actually quite good. The raps are ass. I will concede. The raps are ass. The music is cool. It's light. It's poppy. It's good. The raps, not so much. Nicki in the second verse, I liked. I didn't love it, but I could accept it, so he can stay. Everyone else, I want to have a chat with who okayed these raps. Thankfully, while the raps are meh, the vocal parts are actually really good. I'm mainly talking about the chorus. I really liked this chorus. I thought the beat was good. I like the vocals. It's light and airy in a way that I think really works for them. It's a good chorus. Basically, I like it. I know I already said this, but like, ENHYPEN can make really good pop music. So when they choose to do it, I, for one, will never complain. And our final actual song is Sleep Tight. It's another R&B one. And as established, I love when ENHYPEN makes R&B music, and I really like this one. The production is honestly really great. I really liked the music. I thought the music was really cool. The verses are also quite good. I like the song rap style. I like when ENHYPEN does that. I think it actually works really well for them. Plus, there's the chorus, which is also quite good. I like the way that the music starts a lot more restrained, and then it picks up with the chorus. That does things for me. Like, it honestly fucks a little bit. But that's all I can tell you about that song. So with that, it is score time. Overall, without the interludes, like a 7 out of 10. The title takes a big chunk out of that, but for the most part, it's not bad. I do really like their last album, like the Desire Unleashed album. I really like that album. And this is not that album. And then you throw in the interludes and it's like a 4.5 out of 10. And the thing is that I feel bad because I did want this album to work. When ENHYPEN said they were making a concept album, I was all in for it because we do not get a lot of concept albums in K-pop. Most of the time, the concept is just the single, and then the album is whatever. The album is thrown together after that. And I really wanted this one to work. I thought it could have been really fun. And ENHYPEN also is quite popular, and I had a vision that if this did really well, more groups might make concept albums. The problem is that it didn't work for me. Like, if I compare this to some of my favorite concept albums, okay, right? Like, I'm talking Lemonade. I'm talking Good Kid, Mad City. Even if we want to talk within K-pop, BTS's Map of the Soul 7, they work as albums as well as concepts. But I can sit down and put on Lemonade and refuse to engage whatsoever with Beyonce's Marriage, and I'll still have a good time because it's a good album. That's where this album really fell apart for me, is that I don't think this album worked in the way that they wanted it to. And then you add in the concept and it just completely falls apart. Anyway, that's all I got. So, yeah, thank you for watching. This has not been my most positive ENHYPEN review. Go watch my review for their last album if you want to hear me praise them. I did really like that album. I will put all of my ENHYPEN reviews in the description. I've actually done like a lot. I've done a lot. They'll all be down there. I will also put my history of ENHYPEN, where I run through their entire career up through their last album, or until. I think their last album wasn't out. So up until their last album, I just run through their whole career. It's a good time. You may watch that if you so choose. You may also like and subscribe if you want to. Or don't. I will be fine either way. Also, that's actually it. I think that's all I got. So yeah, thank you again for watching.